Sri Adi Sankaracharya played a very important role in reviving the Advaita philosophy. To protect this philosophy and to protect the Vedas, he established 4 mutts in the 4 corners of India, and he established the Desanama sampradaya. Desanama sampradaya means the 10 titles which the sannyasis study in these mutts they get. He established 4 mutts in the 4 parts of India, the 4 corners of India, and he established the Desanama sampradaya. And in this video, I would like to share with you the mutts established, that is the pitas established by Sri Adi Sankaracharya, and about the Desanama sampradaya. He established a mutt, a pita, in the east, in the city of Puri, and it is known as the Govardhana Pita. And the first acharya of that pita was Padmapada, and he established a sampradaya, that is a system known as Purvamnaya. And the titles, so the sannyasis get, in studying that pita, they get the title as Vana and Aranya. And after getting this title, they get a name, Prakasha. And the title means, it is just like a degree, how we get after studying engineering or like masters, bachelors, is a degree in sannyasa. So he established a system, and the Veda protected and practiced in Govardhana Pita is the Sama Veda, and they practice the Mahavakyam of the Sama Veda, Tattvamasi. In the north, near Badrikashrama, in the place called Joshimat, he established a pita called the Jyotir Pita. And the system followed there is known as Uttaramnaya, and the first acharya of that pita was Totakacharya, and the sannyasis study there, they get the title as Giri, Parvata and Sagara. After getting this title, they get the name Ananda, and the Veda protected in that Jyotirpita is the Atharva Veda, and the Mahavakya they follow is Ayam Atma Brahma. In the west, in the city near Dwaraka, he established a pita, and it was originally known as Kalika Pita, but later the sannyasis there, they changed the name as Sarada Pita, and the system followed there was Paschimamnaya, and the first acharya of that pita was Hastamalaka, and the titles the sannyasis get there is Tirtha and Ashrama. And after getting this title, they get the name Swarupa, and the Veda protected by that pita is the Rik Veda, and the Mahavakya they practice is Prajnanam Brahma. In the south, in this place called Sringeri, he established a pita, and that pita was originally itself known as Sharada Pita. And the first acharya of that pita was Sureshwaracharya, and the titles the sannyasis get there is Bharati, Puri and Saraswati. And the system of education is that there the system is known as Dakshinamnaya. And after getting this title, the sannyasis there, they get the name Chaitanya. And the Veda practiced and protected in Sringeri Math, that is in Sharada Pita, is Yajurveda, and the Mahavakya they practice is the Brahmasmi. So these are the 4 pitas originally established by Sri Adi Sankaracharya. And it is said, after establishing all these pitas, he established a pita for himself, and it is in the state of Tamil Nadu, in the city near in Kanchipuram. He established a mutt for himself. It is said that he established a mutt for himself, and the sannyasis there, they get the title as a Saraswati, But to identify them as different from all these mutts, they included a name Indra, and so they get the name as Jayendra Saraswati, Jnanendra Saraswati, just like that. So the four mutts established by Sri Adi Sankaracharya are in the east Govardhana Pita, in the north Jyotir Pita, in the west Kalika Pita, but now it is known as Sharada Pita, and in the south Sharada Pita, and apart from it he established a Pita in Kanchipuram. So the titles the sannyasis get from studying from these four mutts, or if they study in the east, they get the title as Vana Aranya. If they study in the north, they get the title as Giri, Parvata and Sagara. If they study in the west, in the Kalika Pita, then they get the title as Tirtha and Ashrama. If they study in the south, they get the title as Puri, Bharati and Saraswati. So these are the 10 titles he established in these mutts, the students, that is sannyasis, they get after studying the Vedas. Later on, during the period of invasion, during the Mughal invasion, during the Portugal invasion and during the British invasion, to protect these mutts, that is these Pitas, and to protect the Vedas and to protect the sannyasis belonging to the Desanama sampradaya, they formed 7 akhadas, that is, or otherwise known as akhadas. Akhadas or akhadas is an organization, and they trained themselves in martial arts, and they fought the invaders to protect the Veda, to protect the sannyasis and to protect the Pitas established by Sri Adi Sankaracharya. And now I think there are more than 100 akhadas like this. And the head of all these akhadas is the Mahamandaleshwar. And the famous Naga sannyasis, they belong to these akhadas and they fought the Muslim invasion. And that's how they became very famous. They trained themselves in martial arts. So these are the 4 Pitas or the 4 mutts established by Sri Adi Sankaracharya and the Desanama sampradaya. He established 10 titles so that the sannyasis studying there, they will get, and they attach their name according to the titles they receive. So this is about the mutts and the Desanama sampradaya of Sri Adi Sankaracharya. Thank you for watching.